Hello, I am Mr. Amazing Book, and I am happy to be at your service today with another book. Today's book is In a Dark, Dark Forest, which I have summarized for you. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Summary of In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Introduction. In a Dark, Dark Wood is a psychological thriller by Ruth Ware set in a dark and mysterious atmosphere. The novel revolves around a group of friends who reunite under ominous and sinister circumstances during a weekend getaway. The retreat soon turns into a deadly incident full of secrets. Ruth Ware's writing skillfully combines psychological tension, suspense, and the gradual revelation of hidden truths. This novel, besides being a thrilling mystery, delves into deeper themes such as friendship, betrayal, and the psychological impact of relationships. Main characters. 1. Nora Shaw. The protagonist of the story who wakes up in a hospital, injured and with no memory of recent events. She is a writer, and her journey throughout the novel is one of self-discovery as she slowly uncovers the truth about the tragic weekend getaway. 2. Clara. The bride-to-be whose relationship with Nora is complex. Clara is an enigmatic character, and her interactions with Nora and James play a crucial role in the unfolding drama. 3. James. Clara's fiancé, with whom Nora once had a romantic relationship. His presence adds tension and complexity as old feelings and unresolved emotions resurface between him and Nora. 4. Flo. One of Clara's enthusiastic and somewhat brash friends who plays a pivotal role in some of the conflicts and interactions within the group during the weekend. 5. Nick. Another member of the group whose involvement in the events provides important context and insight into the complex relationships within the group. Beginning of the story. The novel begins with Nora waking up in a hospital room, disoriented and unable to remember the events that led her there. She learns that she was involved in a tragic incident during a weekend getaway to a secluded house in the woods. The only thing she knows is that she received an invitation from an old friend, Clara, to attend a hen party, a pre-wedding celebration. Nora reluctantly accepts the invitation and travels to the remote location with a group of people, including Clara, her fiancé James, and several of Clara's friends. Upon arriving at the house, an isolated modern structure made entirely of glass, Nora begins to feel a sense of unease. The house is far removed from the outside world, and there is no communication with anyone beyond the group. The initial atmosphere of the weekend seems calm, but tension quickly builds as the characters begin to interact. Complex relationships and rising tensions. As the weekend progresses, the relationships between the characters start to unravel. Nora, who hasn't been in touch with Clara for years, finds herself confronting old feelings of resentment and unresolved emotions, particularly regarding her past involvement with James. Their complex history of romance and betrayal adds a layer of tension to the story, with Nora feeling increasingly isolated within the group. Nora also finds herself at odds with Clara, as the two have a difficult history involving their shared connection to James. Meanwhile, Flo's exuberant personality and lack of boundaries cause further friction in the group. As secrets from the past begin to surface, the group's seemingly friendly atmosphere transforms into a volatile environment. The party turns into a tragedy. One night, after a seemingly normal evening, a shocking event occurs. Someone is murdered. Nora wakes up in the hospital with no memory of what happened. The police are questioning her, but she is unable to provide any answers. At this point, the story shifts back and forth between the present, Nora in the hospital, and flashbacks to the days leading up to the fateful weekend. Nora's attempts to recall the events leading up to the murder become the driving force of the narrative. As she struggles to piece together what happened, the readers are given glimpses into the past, revealing more about Nora's relationship with Clara, James, and the other characters. Uncovering the truth. As the investigation progresses, Nora uncovers more details about the events that transpired over the weekend. It is revealed that the entire weekend getaway was not merely a celebration of Clara's wedding, but was orchestrated for a much darker purpose. The murder was not random. It was part of a calculated plan to confront the painful secrets and unresolved issues of the characters' pasts. Nora learns that the entire group has been holding on to personal grudges and emotional baggage, which eventually culminates in the tragedy. The weekend retreat, initially meant to be a reunion of old friends, becomes a twisted game of revenge and retribution. The climax and resolution. The climax of the novel occurs when Nora finally pieces together the events leading to the murder. The truth is revealed in a shocking twist. The entire weekend was a setup for a confrontation. Someone within the group, driven by past betrayals, orchestrated the events to bring out the long-hidden truths and force the group to face their shared past. The murder was part of a larger scheme for revenge. Nora is forced to confront not only the events of the weekend, but also her own emotional scars and past mistakes. In the final moments of the story, she must make sense of everything that has happened and come to terms with the consequences of the weekend's events. Conclusion. In a Dark, Dark Wood is a suspenseful and psychological thriller that keeps readers on the edge of their seats. Ruth Ware's skillful use of tension, atmosphere, and character development creates a gripping tale of secrets, betrayal, and the haunting consequences of the past. The novel is a masterclass in building suspense, with unexpected twists and an unpredictable conclusion. As Nora unravels the mystery of the weekend and the tragic events that unfolded, readers are drawn into a world of psychological complexity where nothing is quite as it seems. Themes and psychological analysis. Friendship and betrayal. The novel explores the complexities of friendship, particularly those that have been damaged or broken by betrayal. Nora and Clara's friendship is central to the plot, and the story delves into how past wounds can shape people's actions and perceptions. Betrayal is a recurring theme, not only in personal relationships, but also in the secrets each character is hiding. Memory and trauma. Nora's amnesia plays a crucial role in the unfolding narrative. Her fragmented memories drive the plot, and the novel explores how traumatic events can distort one's recollection of the past. The psychological impact of memory loss and trauma is central to understanding Nora's character. And much of the suspense comes from her efforts to recall the missing pieces of her memory. Isolation and fear. The isolated setting of the house deep in the woods contributes to the novel's sense of isolation and fear. Cut off from the outside world, the characters are forced to confront their inner demons and the dark truths they have been avoiding. The house itself becomes a symbol of emotional and physical entrapment, where the darkest secrets are exposed. Revenge and justice. The novel also delves into the themes of justice and revenge. The murder is not a random act of violence, but is motivated by personal grievances and a desire for retribution. The question of whether the characters will receive the justice they deserve is left open for the reader to consider. Ultimately, the novel explores the psychological toll that revenge takes on individuals.
Thank you very much for being with me this far. If you like it, follow my channel.